but I don't see anybody fighting, fighting fight. Same time,
they're just like holding on to their belts way too long.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Other Side Presents the Fight Game. This Saturday, we got a pretty good fight. One-time Keith Thurman is going to face Mr. Barrios. But on the undercard, Leo Santa Cruz is going to be making his little comeback fight.
Yeah, no, looking forward to the card. Let's get into the matchup, starting with the main event. So you got Keith Thurman making his long-awaited return in, I think, a little over 2 years against Mario Barrios, who just fought Gervonta Davis in his last fight. This is a good, solid fight on paper. I think that this is a good telling fight for us to figure out where Keith Thurman is at his career right now. You got to remember, coming off 2 years of not being in the ring. Prior to that, Keith Thurman was having a bad stint of being injury prone. The loss to then the defeat to Manny Pacquiao, which caught a lot of people off by surprise, kind of shocked him. And then after that, like I said, went into 2 years. So I think Mario Barrios, gave Gervonta Davis some good work moving up in weight. He looked a little frail at 140. I'm hoping he can fit into 147 better and just, see what Keith Thurman has left in him. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with, everything you said. People tend to forget that Keith Thurman was having some problems. He had a bunch of fights where he went 12 rounds. He went 12 rounds with Danny Garcia. He went 12 rounds with Sean Porter. He went 12 rounds with a couple other guys. Obviously Porter and Garcia are top-notch fighters, but it wasn't like he was being like early in his career where he's just knocking people out. So it's going to be pretty interesting. It's been a long layoff. That Pacquiao fight was in July of 2019, almost 3 years ago. Boxing, everybody knows you got to fight. You got to fight consistently. So I'm very interested. The only thing that it bothers me about that card, and I'm all for supporting fighters and making, having them get paid, is the fact that it's a pay-per-view. Pay-per-view for him. The undercard is going to be free, but I was a little surprised by that.
Yeah, it wasn't the situation I was hoping we'd find ourselves in. But you got to remember, Keith Thurman's for a long time been in very high-profile fights. He's got a bill that they got to pay him. So this is probably one of the only ways they're able to pay both of these fighters coming off, Keith Thurman, one of the most high-profile welterweights in the last couple of years. Mario Barrios coming off a big pay-per-view fight with Tank. Makes sense, but, not really a pay-per-view worthy fight, if you ask me. I agree with you. So, I was
just going to say, it's kind of surprising because at this point, especially after the long layoff, you would think that they would expose him, to more fans, because a lot of people, he's good. He's a very good fighter, and he was a very good fighter. But some of the new fans of boxing, they might not know a whole lot about him, and the fact, and then especially with the price tag on that pay-per-view, for me, if it was like $25, $30 maybe, but it's pretty high up there for somebody that hasn't fought in the last 3 years. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. And then I think another thing that kind of hurts, it being a pay-per-view, is the lack of an in-depth undercard. So, we're kind of going to get to that right now with one of the fans like to feel like in Leo Santa Cruz, multi-weight world champion, going up against, just want to make sure I'm pronouncing the guy's name right, Keenan Carbajal. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Yes. Carbajal, yes, Carbajal, yeah. Not the fight I was thinking that Leo was going to come back to, but for obvious reasons, I think it makes sense. But what's your take on it from outside looking in?
It's obviously a tune-up fight.
Yeah.
There's no disrespect to Mr. Carbajal, but it's a tune-up fight for Leo. The fight against Tank Davis was in 2020, some time ago. There was even rumors that he wasn't going to come back. So I think he wants to see what he can do after that brutal knockout that he received.
That was
Mr. Davis.
Yeah, he was doing really good in that fight, but unfortunately, he got caught He got caught in that one fraction of a second, and Tank was able to land. Yeah, in a very spectacular knockout, honestly. But I think it's obvious that this is a fight for Leo to come back and see where he's at in his career, see if he has any more aspirations to chase a world title, go for another big name. So. A lot's riding on this fight for Leo as well. We want to see where he's at in the division, and who knows if he's not on point, maybe a guy I just got to take the name, like Keenan can come in and maybe, upset the apple cart. Unlikely, probably not, but we'll see.
Yeah, Leo, he's been through a lot of wars, a lot of fights, a lot of good fights, and he's always been an offensive fighter, but he also has taken a bunch of shots. So this is going to be let's see what he's got in the tank.
I always forget.
I'm certainly going to be watching, but I don't. I keep coming back to the Keith Thurman fight. I wish it was just on free TV so people could watch him. If he does beat Barrios, which, by the way, Barrios is a very, very good fighter. I know he started like at 130, I believe, but he was so maybe right now 147. But he's a rugged fighter. He's only got one loss, just like Thurman. So it should be a good fight. I just wish more people would get the chance to see it.
Yeah, I wish more people could have more chances to watch these guys, get hooked on their stories, follow them in the future. Yeah, it's unfortunate that they're not getting that big platform. But hey, let's just hope for the best. Hope that we get to see some good, solid fights this weekend. And yeah, looking forward to them.
All right, we'll be looking out for those fights this Saturday from Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. Let us know what you think about the fight.
Yep.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.